Hi, I'm Jen from Dragon Fae Creations. I've had a lot of people asking how I do my intuitive crystal readings, so I'm going to give you guys a brief overview of how I do my personal favorite method. Basically, I work with approximately 50 crystals at this time. Much like tarot, each crystal has its own different meaning, and typically it has more than one meaning. To kind of get an idea of the meanings of the crystals, you'll look at the surrounding crystals, kind of just like you would with tarot cards. So we'll take for an example an amethyst. Amethyst can stand for either spirituality or stress. So to find out kind of which one, we'll look at the surrounding crystals. So let's take for instance that amethyst was paired with the rose quartz. Rose quartz is a stone of love, but it also can stand for healing, the need for self-healing, or just, it can even stand for somebody who has the gift of healing, although typically it stands for love or you need healing of some sort. If I found amethyst and rose quartz together, that would kind of clue me into spirituality and healing, that this person does have a gift of healing. Now on the other hand, if the amethyst was paired with the red tiger eye, it would tell a completely different story. Red tiger eye means you need balance. You are taking on too much. You're multitasking to the extreme. And by doing that multitasking, it's causing a lot of stress in your life. So you need to find a happy balance in order to help alleviate some of that stress. So that's kind of gives you an idea of how the different surrounding crystals will give you an answer to which crystal meaning there is. Now I have a layout here. I haven't done the full reading for this lady yet, but I thought I'd use hers as an example here for you guys. Basically what I do is I have the questioner, think of their question. Keep it in their mind while they go and choose. They're starting with 9 crystals. For a full reading, I start with 9, and then we can pull from there. For mini readings, I start with 3. So while keeping your question in mind, you pick the 9 crystals that you're drawn to. This is the law of attraction. You are going to choose the crystals that you need to answer your questions or to offer you guidance. However, I've also found that crystals will pop up that are not related to the question, that basically they're going to tell you something that you need to know, whether you realized you need to know it or not. And every time it has ended up being highly accurate. So anyway, like I said, with the law of attraction, you're going to pick the crystals that you need for that time. I have then the questioner lay the crystals out. Based upon where they lay them on the mat is going to give you even more information, like I said, which ones they are in close proximity to. For me, if I'm pulling for somebody, I gently drop them from about 3 inches above the mat so that they can land where they need to. So that's what I did for this person since she's not in person. I think I had mentioned that when I have people, when I'm doing the readings online, I let them choose the crystals based upon a picture. And then, like I said, from there, I'll drop them onto a mat and do their reading. So, the crystals that are the closest to me or the closest to the questioner are the ones that are in the forefront of your mind. And basically, they are the most important thing you need to focus on at this time. In this case, the most important thing that she's needing to focus on is we have preonite, which is going to tell us that there's negative feelings that need to be acknowledged and expressed. So she's got a lot of negative feelings that are popping up that are causing problems in her life, whether she realizes it or not. And as soon as I bring it up to her, she's going to go, okay, yeah, I see that. I've noticed that every time this little one pops up. Then we have the next one, which is a group of crystals. So they are read together, even though they do have separate meanings. We have a change in work. We have long-term relationship, which can mean family, close friend, or something like that. But since it is, if you could see, touching work, that kind of is leading me to think that it is a job that she's had for a long time. But like I said again, it can stand for something else that is a long term. It also can stand for a need for change, but typically, like I said, I find that long term is what it typically stands for. We then have fluorite. Fluorite is known as the stone of aptitude. So it is highly connected to learning. However, it also can stand for somebody who has a skill or a craft that they are actually able to make money at. So, she's got changes in work coming, but in order for those changes to come about, she's either needing more schooling, she needs to start learning more to advance, or she has that skill that she's needing to work at in order to bring about those work changes. So that's kind of a way that you can read those together. I found then, you notice we have this little one all the way up here, which I have found that the ones that are the furthest away either means it's happening later in the future, whereas the ones closest to us are more towards the, immediate future. These are a little bit further out, or it means that it's just less important. It's not as connected to the rest of the question. So in this case, we have Unikite, which is going to tell us that she's got a lot of stress that is actually causing physical problems. It can cause actual dis-ease. She could have physical or emotional problems that are brought on by stress, and that's something that she really needs to look and focus at. Considering we had negative emotions here that she needs to address, odds are those negative emotions are causing physical problems, and she needs to look into that. And then she's got the rest of the reading, which I will go through with her personally. But I just wanted to give you guys kind of a brief overview of how these readings are done. If you have any questions or you'd like a reading yourself, I do mini readings or I do full readings. I have the link posted for you. So come on, check it out and let me know what you think. Thank you for stopping by.